Okay, so in the previous video I stated that I'd had a problem trying to get the rear view camera to be in full screen, and when I did it, it expanded the camera image but not the bars as well. So following that, I'd posted a video on one of the websites I'm on, and this guy put through this piece of information he'd found somewhere else, which states that if you set it to full screen, lock the car, leave it for 15 minutes and then come back to it, it should work. So I thought I'd give it a shot and basically see what it did. So I went into reverse, down to reverse full screen, turned it on, shut the car off, locked it, went away for 15 minutes, had a brew, came back, turned it on, and lo and behold, full screen with the reversing bars in the right place. Now I do believe from that you also get, instead of having the PDC view as a car, it's the bars with the staggered lines on it, but in actual fact are PDC. Okay, so let's go through a few other bits and bobs that I didn't cover in the previous one. I'll go back into wide because it's a little bit easier on this one. Okay, so we're into maps. Now just going through the, you can go through the map setting. You've set a few minor things up on the map setting here. So we'll go into settings and I'll show you the difference between why I have it on satellite view instead of normal view. So we'll just turn satellite view off a moment. As you can see, at night that's a very bright screen and doesn't always flick into night mode for some reason, don't know why. I believe that's a Android Auto issue, not a box issue, because it happened on my old car as well, on my old Android screen version as well. So having it in satellite view, obviously there's a lot more definition there, you can see a lot more and it's not as bright in the evening as well. Really it's the only one, but obviously to change on that one, there's nothing much else to change on it at all. Okay, some of the apps that you can use. Spotify works very much similar to Apple Music. You've got your home, you've got previous playing, etc, etc. Phone, again the same, you got previous contacts come up. You can flick up and down that with the iDrive controller, or you can go into the dialer number one. I probably don't recommend doing this while you're driving, mind you, but you can do dialer number that way. You've got voicemail there as well, and obviously you've got your actual contacts list as well in there. Absolute Radio, again you can flick through this one, you can get all the various Absolute Radio stations. That'll be digital radio. So what else we got here? Oh yeah, Amazon Music rather. Exactly the same again. Flick the arrow up the top left hand corner there, that'll take you through back to the main screen and you can choose what you need from there. BBC Sounds, same again, another app that works very, very well. You go to stations, you can flick off, you can browse, etc. So you can go through the various stations, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to play. Okay, so another one, calendar, again you can get your calendar entries on there. News, it will read out the latest news. Weather will also read out the latest weather for the area that you're in. Podcasts or podcasts that you may have downloaded before. Tuning radio, again go up to the arrow on the top left there and you'll go back to various stations. You can pick whichever station you want to listen to. Again, that is digital radio. And Waze. So instead of having Google Maps, you have Waze up. And again, you can just use that as your mapping preference. Now the difference here, whichever map service you went on last is the one that will appear at the bottom screen whenever you're in, let's say Apple Music, like I'm about to do here. Go back into Apple Music and you've got your Waze logo at the bottom there. If you've been into Google Maps last, then Google Maps one would be at the bottom there instead. Okay, so what do I think to the MMI box? Well, the one I've got, yeah, I'm very, very pleased with it. So it's been on since July last year, and it's now January 2021. It's a very cold January of 2021, boy. It's currently, what we're on, exactly bang on 0. So I'm loving my heated seats currently. Okay, so yeah, what do I think of it? Yeah, it's good. It's good. When it's working, it's absolutely fine. It does exactly what you want it to do. It brings everything up to date. It's just what you want. But, and here's the big but, there are some problems with them. As I already mentioned in the previous video, I'd had a problem connecting for one of my customers. His was an iPhone, and it initially connected okay, but similar to what I had when I demonstrated its connection, it wouldn't show up. Once we'd shut the car down, started it back up, yeah, it worked, it connected, it fine. But he's since had connection problems. It's an ongoing connection problem. Sometimes it'll connect fine, sometimes it won't connect at all. Now, I've also found that with my Android. Yeah, sometimes I'll get in the car, I'll plug it in, because I plug it in anyway, into my center console docking port, which is wired directly into the wired USB port for the box. So I'll access the MMI box, it'll come up on the screen and it'll connect. No problem whatsoever. Next time I'll come in the car, it might not connect, it might not come up. Now, fortunately, I've got the ability, because it's plugged in, to switch the dial across and go for the wired connection. Now, that's okay. I don't mind whether it's wired or whether it's wireless, because I'm still charging or keeping my phone charged. Now, when I say charging the phone, it won't really boost the battery that much. If you've got a flat phone, you're going to end up with a flat phone still. If you've got a charged phone, it'll be charged. Basically, it only trickle charges into the phone, so it keeps your phone charged. It doesn't diminish the charge rate, and it's just gone foggy all of a sudden. Yeah, so in that point, it's okay. It's not as good as a full charger, but it'll keep your phone charged up. Yeah, so as it's connected, yeah, it's fine. I'm absolutely no problem whatsoever with it. Pleased. Yeah, now and again it doesn't connect wirelessly. I'm not too bothered. But unfortunately, this is going to be a problem for iPhone users. Now, the whole point of this, it's sold as a rule as CarPlay. Now, that's iPhone, as you probably know. It's not really sold as Android Auto, even though it's just as capable of doing Android Auto. So, if they've got connection problems with the wireless, mainly with, or specifically, should I say, with Apple products, why didn't they do a wired version, just in case? Or better still, improve the wireless connectivity. So, now, I've received boxes from 2 different companies. One from Aliexpress and one from a supplier here in Europe. Price-wise, both are around about the same, so price-wise it doesn't really make that much of a difference. But, and it is exactly the same box. You get a little bit more backup though with the European one. There's a proper, not so much installation manual, but setup manual, which you can download and print out if you want to. And it comes in a nice box, whereas the one from AliExpress comes in a brown cardboard box, no instructions whatsoever, your choice as to how to install it. It's down to how fancy you want something. You don't really need an installation manual, because it isn't an installation manual, it's a setup manual. And the instructions on the screen tell you how to set up anyway. So, yeah, okay. Right, I've had problems with both these suppliers. For the one I brought for a customer and fitted to the customer, is only partially responded. The phrase trying to get blood out of a stone is pretty much accurate here, because I'm still trying to get an actual answer out of him as to what on earth is going on. And he's not responding. In fact, he's now stopped responding. So I will show his website and we'll go from there. Right, so this is the European website. Yeah, nice fancy website. It shows various images of the box. That's actually an MBT box, not a CIC one. And some of the other images aren't actually the correct ones for the box, but that doesn't matter. It's just an idea. So you'd go down, you would click CIC system rather than MBT, as all BMW Z4 E89s are CIC all the way from 2009 right through to 2016. Now it doesn't actually list the Z4 on there, but I have checked with him before I got the first one. Yeah, it is correct. They are for the Z4 as well, or standard CIC setup. And yeah, it does work, because I say that's one of the ones I've fitted, and it works absolutely perfectly, same as the 3 Series, etc. So as you scroll through his website, you'll see that it shows the various bits and pieces that it does, apps, etc. What phones are compatible. Don't take that list as read, because there are other phones that will accept it as well. And then also what's included in your kit and your connection diagram. Yeah, it's a very comprehensive site. It's fairly good. It gives you a lot of information, including the positions of the dip switches, what they should be for your various different cars. But in this case, the Z4 has the 10.2 inch screen, so you, as I've already stated, you'll have dip switches 3 and 4 in the lowered position. The one I brought mine from, I'm having an issue with the reversing camera. When I put it into reverse, the picture looks absolutely fine, but once I start moving, the picture's very jerky. Now I've contacted the supplier. He's not been too bad, to be fair. Any little issues I've had before, he's been very, very good. He got me the update for the box system, and yeah, he was very good. But all of a sudden, I sent in the video of the reversing image with it jerking, and he's not responded since November. It's now January. Should I really be promoting him? I don't know. I mean, I've sent quite a few customers to him already as well, and I've ordered directly and indirectly at least 3 other boxes. So your support on these things isn't very good. Now, if you don't have problems, well, that's okay. If you do have problems, I'm worrying now as though you're spending a lot of money out and getting no backup whatsoever. Right, the one from Aliexpress. This price fluctuates on a daily basis almost. The day before I came to this, it was down at 150 something. So same again as the other one. It's car with CIC system is the one you want to pick, and you only get one shipping option from this particular supplier, and that's from China anyway. It's free shipping to the UK. 20 to 40 days is a standard Aliexpress shipping standard. Like I say, my first one was about 7 days, the other one was about 8 days, and that was only because there's an holiday in between it, so it wasn't too bad. This bit of information here regarding the plug is immaterial to our Z4. They are all 4-pin plugs, and all the Z4s have got AUX anyway. Obviously it needs to make sure that it does work, because you do need it. So as it states there, 2008 rather to 2016 are all Z4s. Ignore this bit of information here. It does say to 2013 there for CIC, and 2013 to 2016 for MBT. That is incorrect. They are all CIC 2009 to 2016. But no, about I have pointed this out to them. They haven't changed their advert page yet. And that's the Aliexpress one. Saying that, do you want to buy from, if you're in the UK, if you want to buy from a UK company, or if you're an American, if you want to buy an American company, just because you get that backup, but you're paying more than twice the price? That's your choice. Personally, I don't think it's worth paying the extra money. I mean, the jittery problem on the reversing camera, yeah, okay. It's not imperative. It's not a major problem. it can be got round. I don't rely on that image. I might have a quick look at it, but 9 times out of 10 it's filthy. The camera's filthy all the time. I mean, a day like today, for instance, that camera, even though I cleaned it this morning, will be absolutely filthy when I get to work. My overall reaction is the fact that, yeah, I'm happy with the box. I'm happy with what I've got. It works perfectly for what I want it to do. And it's a nice add-on to the iDrive system. And certainly for the price I paid. I mean, I pay, about 160 something pounds, and I had it within a week. It didn't take very long to install, so if you're happy at that price, then yeah, get it. If you don't mind spending that money out. The box hasn't gone wrong. I've had the odd issue here and there where I've been playing wirelessly, and it's still playing, but there's no sound. I've flicked a couple of tracks and I've all of a sudden got no sound anymore. Now that is annoying if you're on wireless. If you're on plugged in, you can just unplug it and plug it back in again and start it back up again. If you're wireless, you can't do that. So yeah, there are a few little niggles here and there, but as a rule, it hasn't crashed. It's worked for what I want it to do. I might as well take these glasses off now. Yeah, so on the whole, it does what it says on the tin. So long as you're only paying, say, 160 quid, then you're not doing bad. For what it gives you, it's not a bad price. If you're paying 500 quid, whereas a supplier in the UK who's on eBay, he charges nearly £500 for these boxes, exactly the same kit. Might have pre-wired in LVDS cables, but at the end of the day, it's exactly the same box. But to be honest, you're paying a lot of money for something that is exactly the same. And to be fair, I've had a lot of backup from the one on Aliexpress. Yes, it may cost me a little bit more if I had to send it back, but at the end of the day, I've saved a hell of a lot of money. I mean, the difference between 500 quid and 160 quid, that's a lot of money. So, where you buy it from is your choice. They all, like I say, they all work exactly the same, and I doubt very much you'll get any better quality on connection for 500 quid than I've got for 160 quid. But we're all different, and we all do it to suit ourselves. Fair play. On the question of would I recommend it? Yes, definitely recommend it. They are really good. So, at that point, I think we'll leave the video as it is and make this a short video, not a really long video. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for watching this series of free videos. It's the first time I've done this sort of thing. I will have the video on how to retrofit full iDrive just as soon as I can sort out the Bluetooth issue problems I've got with it. Once I can do that, then I can show you exactly how to install everything. I don't want to do half a job here. I don't want to produce half a video and then not to be able to produce the other part of the video to go with it for quite some time. I'd like it to be very, very close to each other. A bit like I've done with these three. PDC is coming along. Once I get a good day to be able to work outdoors as well as in the car at the same time, then I will hopefully get that finished and then finish that video off as well, assuming of course we get it working. I don't see why it shouldn't do. Interior dimming mirror, yeah, I've still got to sort that one. Yeah, again, I've got the wire run for it. Again, I've just got to get it around to connecting it, and we'll get that one sorted. Thanks, boss. Auto wipers, auto headlights, again, wires run. I've just got to connect it all up and then code everything in and get that working, hopefully, as well. And like I say, I will get all these videos out, hoping, again, I'm hoping for this summer produce quite a few videos. So that's it. Thank you very much. We'll see you again as soon as I possibly can with some more content. Thanks for liking, thanks for subscribing, thanks for being there. It makes it worthwhile when there are viewers that are interested in what I'm doing. Thank you very much. See you next time.